The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. Tommy O'Brien and Tom O'Brien kicking things off January 2nd, 2018, and we have a higher market. What's new? Continuing the trend right from 2017. Dow Jones currently positive 110 points, trading at 24,829. NASDAQ positive by 68 points, or a full percent, trading at 6971. And S&P's positive by 16, trading at 26,889. So, good morning, Tom. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Let's make it a great one.
Let's make it a great one. So we start off right where we left off, man. Markets higher and tech stocks leading the way, too, which was the big trend, of course, up a full percent. Quite a market to kick things off. A little bit of volatility. You saw the Dow pulling back a little bit on the open, but you see tech stocks flying, and things are off to a races.
There's no doubt, man. And you know what's intriguing here is that what you don't have is that Europe basically is trading down. So it's going to be intriguing, you know, watching how this day unfolds, because there's no doubt we get some real juice. But, you know, Germany is down 0.6%. France is down 0.6. London's down 0.7. And as you just said, our NASDAQ is up a full percent. And that has some juice behind it. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. You got a few of them rocking and rolling, right? I mean, I pulled up.
You do.
Let's see.
And the small caps also, you know, the IWM has just gone. It had three surges thus far. The first surge took you from 152 to 153.14, and now we're at 153.90. So this looks like it's going to basically try to test the highs that were out there Friday before we came into the close. Because when we came into the close on Friday, it was pretty intense. These things came down. They came down hard.
Yeah, it looks like nobody was waiting for 2018 to do some selling, though, because it just is not there to start the year off. That's for sure.
There's no doubt, man. There's no doubt.
How about Netflix up 3.5%? That is quite a number on that stock. And of course, I saw one analyst this morning just talking about that they're miles ahead of their competition, and I'm not sure which way that would go, right, in how they are. But sometimes those analysts, you know, that's what they're paid to do, and they came out and they said Netflix leaps and bounds ahead of their competition, and the market's reacting. 3.5%. I mean, that's staggering on that company to jump, you know, almost 4%.
It is, and you know what you have. So your high out here is 204.38, October 17th. Bottom line is that, you know, you're basically going after it. It's not going to take much to get it, too, because the consolidation's been in place. Actually, you can make a point that the consolidation's been in place since last July. You know,
since just July. Right.
Yeah.
That's
You know?
Yeah.
So that's a long consolidation. You have a high volume high at 204, so it's like, okay, man, it's going to get tested.
Oh, yeah.
Big number.
That's only 2% from where we're at, and it's up 3.5% today, to put things in perspective, right?
And then, you know, I heard you with the aspect that this whole
right?
speculation
How
of
cool.
Target and
Amazon. Amazon buying Target, of course. Amazon up 55, 59%, something, 50-something% last year. Target down 10% last year. Yeah.
Yeah, and the speculation is, folks, this happens to, I don't know who Gene Munster is.
Yeah,
okay,
so he had something about top 8 predictions for tech this year or something like that. Yeah, so there he goes. The internet, where is he say?
Yeah.
Either way, that's where it was listed. We had, you know, something like what to look for in 2018. But, you know, it's interesting to think about no matter what, especially when you put it in the context of how much Amazon was up and Target's down. I mean, you know, 12 months ago, if they proposed this, it would be an astronomical purchase in terms of what they'd be spending. And now it's something that, what a haircut discount they might get. And, you know, I don't know the fundamentals of how they work, but just the dollar impact of that 12-month period is pretty remarkable when you look at, what they could do. Yeah, so Target, you have it up there, market cap of about $36 billion.
Yeah.
And
so it's cheap money too. Watch
that's
how
what's
this
remarkable,
goes.
right?
Yeah. It's, when you're talking paper, you're talking paper transaction. So look at the market cap on Amazon.
Yeah, $570 billion. So, it's a drop in the bucket. And, Bezos, when if he thinks it can happen, he's not worried about losses in the first year or two or spending in terms of if that has the capability to streamline anything that they're doing, then they'd go after it. And so it's interesting to see where that comes from, especially after you go after Whole Foods. It kind of figures if they were going to buy Target, you might not have needed to buy Whole Foods, right? In terms of, geez, what a retail space that they would be picking up with Target. And Target has groceries. That there's that's the only thing that I thought of immediately is if they really ever would have considered purchasing Target, why purchase Whole Foods first?
Yes.
Just something to consider. But hey, you never know, man. They could compartmentalize those where maybe, they knew that Whole Foods with that quality is where people are going to. You like good quality meats, good quality veggies, good quality, and maybe they just felt that picking up Target would not be the way to go into the grocery market just because Target, and they do. I used to shop at a Super Target, and I just happened to move, and now I shop at Publix. But they had great food, they had great, produce, but it doesn't quite have the name, the following that maybe they picked up for Whole Foods, which again was a drop in the bucket.
And what is intriguing, like the way that guy was speculating that it's the same type of company that you're talking about, a mother feeding her children, getting things ready. So he was saying inside of that Amazon is very good at that. You need things quick. Target is the same type of business. People go there, mothers go there, take care of their family. So it was kind of intriguing. You know what I mean? Like,
and I said, so I go to a Publix now, and within the same little shopping store is a Target, which is not a Super Target, though, and that would make sense because they're right next to a Publix, right? Okay. So you can't compete on the groceries. Maybe they didn't want to put it right next to a Publix, so they have a regular Target. But I'm in there. I'm in there a frequent amount of time. They have a lot of good stuff, and they do have groceries in that Target. It's just not one of those Super Targets that, but it's interesting to think about no matter what, especially in the context. So what? Amazon was about $570 billion. So if you back it up, they were up about 50% last year. So what does that mean? Maybe they were at 350, 375, somewhere about that market cap wise to start last year. And Amazon was down 10% at 37, so maybe that means they would have been at about $45 billion. So compare those two, right? Last year, Amazon was at about $370 billion to start the year, and Target would have been at about 40, 45. Now they're at 570, and Target's at 37. That is quite a different number to consider.
Easy pickings, man.
It's got it. That I would love to be in the boardroom as they talk about those acquisitions at Amazon because they're changing the world, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And imagine you swap one piece of paper for another piece of paper. Your piece of paper is worth 50% more, maybe more than that, just from last year. And then you look at this whole conglomerate, all these stores they have, and say, "Hey, here's some paper. I'm going to take the brick and mortar. I'm going to give you some paper."
Right. The first thing I thought about was Whole Foods. They closed that in what, like 45 days, and the market cap of Amazon went up so much in that 45 days that they basically paid for the acquisition overnight.
They did.
And then they pushed out debt to cover it even better.
Right.
We'll be right
Stay
back.
right there. Tommy and I are coming right back, folks. Dow right now is up 95. Nasdaq's up 68.
Larry
S&P's up
Pezzavento has
13.5.
just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pezzavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, everybody. Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Market continues to climb. Dow up 103, NASDAQ up 70 points, and S&P's up 16. So I saw you reading that article about the beautiful warm weather hitting our country.
Oh, my God. Look at this. This is crazy. Let's see.
And normally we're sitting here high and mighty in Florida, but by our standards, we're facing a little cold too, man. It was 40 degrees in Florida in the morning with the sun, and that is cold for Florida, because when you're approaching 30 degrees in Florida, no matter what month you're in, that is staggering. But go ahead, yeah.
And windy.
And windy, that's right.
Yes, we're little babies, folks. There's
That's
no
right.
doubt.
I know, you got to give it a little bit, but man, when we feel these mornings, I'm sure you're feeling the same, Tom. It's like, this is when I remember why I live in Florida, unfortunately, because I'm a big baby, too. You know, I walk out, I'm bundled up. I get to break out those beautiful winter jackets, which I love. But, man, it doesn't take long to say, oh, my goodness, this is crazy. Go ahead.
No, totally. So, I guess, amazingly, right across the whole country, this is coming in big. Now, our man Jim from Minneapolis, man, they don't fool around. Milwaukee, so look at this. Milwaukee, so this is, a tradition, folks, okay? Between Lake Michigan, the folks in Milwaukee, they take the plunge. Now, the folks in Chicago also take the plunge, but they canceled it in Chicago.
No plunge. The polar plunge. This is perfect polar plunge.
Man, Dan Cook, I bet he was going to take it, too, because I think they've taken it before.
They're a little crazy in Chicago with that cold, windy weather they got out there.
Telling you. So they took the plunge in Milwaukee, folks.
Okay.
Freezing temperatures. Chicago, they backed off. I can't blame them, man.
I can't blame them either, man.
Temperatures, look at this. Temperatures in the Midwest, South Dakota, that was record-breaking, minus
32.
32.
Wow.
Yeah. The previous New Year record had stood for 99 years. Nebraska temperatures hit 15 below before midnight. And there's still 30,000 people out there checking out the fireworks.
So I'm just pulling up temperatures as you speak. Currently in Milwaukee, they're saying it is a brisk 2 degrees, feels like minus 13. Stay warm out there in Milwaukee.
So look at this one. This is crazy. Montana, Wind chill dipped to minus 58 degrees. Yes.
Yeah, those wind chills really get amazing when you start getting negative temperatures and you add some wind to it on top of things. I mean, that's to be serious, that's where, you can't even have your skin exposed. Check it out. So no wonder they cancel it in Chicago. Chicago, currently, our beautiful, lovely partners in the Nadex out there in Chicago, TD Ameritrade out there, minus 3 degrees, feels like minus 20.
Oh, my God.
Stay warm, Windy City.
Yeah, minus 3, real weather.
Minus 20 on the wind chill, too. I mean, that is some serious wind chill temperatures. And, let's just, we gotta bring it in. What is it in Clearwater? We gotta break it out. 43 degrees feels like 37. I know that's a joke after that, but not often in Florida does it feel like 37 degrees. So
there's no doubt, man. And that's because of the wind. Yeah.
Yeah, and even 43, that's a cold one. When you have, the sun shining a little bit, it is. So let's see, where are we at in natural gas? I'm jumping over. That's a good transition, right? Natural gas doing well for itself. Currently trading at 303. We're up at about 306 pre-market. And what's interesting is, so I'm going to back this up a little bit. Yeah, the futures opened last night on natural gas. They opened at about 305, traded up to almost about 307, 308. And from there, the whole overnight session, from about 10 o'clock last night to 6 in the morning, they traded from 308 all the way down to like 294. And now they're back at 304. That's some volatility as this cold patch is ripping across the country. Pretty cool.
It's pretty amazing, actually.
It is, man. And we were just back at 266 about early last week somewhere. Before all that cold really started running in. Maybe Tuesday. We were closed Monday. But yeah, up at about 310, 303. We'll see. We'll see where, because we're going to have, I believe this cold stretch is stretching all this week for most of the country.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, if we go over and we take a look at the good old King Dollar, we get into King Dollar, what you're going to see, folks, it's one thing, that you got the natural gas going up because it's so cold. Now, what you also have going with it is that the dollar index continues lower, which
sure.
For all commodities.
Definitely.
We hit 91,470 this morning. Your swing point is approximately 96.80.
Okay, and where are you going from there? September, the low
September
from
8th.
September. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And you get volume behind this move. We've done 13,000 contracts, so it's like, I suspect we're going to try to build some cause to, go after this swing low. The real question is going to be, will you take it out? Because if we do take it out and you have volume behind the move, that is going to be a potential huge ABC structure down. And, if we go right off to the other side and we go into the gold contract, what you're going to see, gold out here, big volume today, 187,000 contracts. We've taken out the swings, including October 16th, which is 13.12. So now game is on to September 8th high, which is 13.65.80.
Okay, about $50. Not that dramatic of a move considering where we just came off, right? We just came off 1240, so we're up about $75 off that low that we just had in early December, so about $50 away from the high we had last September. Yeah, and like you said, if that dollar continues lower, cheaper dollar, more expensive commodities at the same dollar, and it makes sense, right? We saw gold have a great end to 2017. We saw crude oil, same thing, quite an appreciation. Natural gas, quite an appreciation. And what else was rocking? Copper? Was copper rocking? Copper was rocking.
Copper started the whole deal.
Yeah.
If we go to oil just for a second, you'll see, it'll be interesting to see. We hit, 60.74 this morning.
Okay.
62 looks game, but it's interesting that has the oil market also going up because of the cheap dollar, inexpensive dollar. If we go to copper, you're going to see copper was the first mover. And this has been quite a move. It looks like, to me, you've got over these swing points of 327 HG, and that is setting up.
Yeah, we have to go back all the way to like 3 years to find where we're at.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You can see you're coming into the huge supply line. I mean, copper is game to like 344 now.
Okay.
And that's a huge supply line it's going to come into. But bottom line, that's what it's going to start coming into.
Yeah.
You can see, you bring that across. It's like
That is
That's
a volatile chart, man.
Isn't it?
That is crazy, yeah.
And what we're looking at, folks, is you get from 2006, it was trading there, all the way 2012 with a crash in between there to 2008.
I mean, it's remarkable just looking. So 2005, you're at about 100, call it. You're at 400 in 2006.
Yeah.
You're at 100 again in 2009. You're at 450 in 2011. You're back down to 200 in 2016, and now you're at 326. I mean, I know it's a long-term chart, but man, that is some volatility.
Well, think about it. This is what gets really crazy. So those 400s and 200s, that's $2 a pound, $4 a pound,
yes.
whatever. Then the thing, imagine that you have a copper mine, and like your land is going up and down that dramatically.
Crazy.
Doubling. And
that's why you see some of those companies sell forward, because it is just quite a roller coaster if you're banking on that price, right?
Totally,
it is.
Totally. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. We have the Dow Industrials up 101. Nasdaq is up 75. S&Ps are up 14.5. We'll come right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Markets up 110 on the Dow. Nasdaq continuing to rock up almost 80 points, or 1.15%. Man, that is a quick hour to start things off for the tech stocks. But man, when you have Netflix, and let's just see, what is Netflix up now? Because if the market just keeps rocking, let's just check over. Netflix currently, yeah, 3.9%. It was up 3.5% when we were over there. Jump around to some of the other ones. Amazon up a full percent now. Let's see, Microsoft up 0.5%, Apple up 1.17%. Big numbers to start the year off for sure. So big numbers, Tom, right? What are we talking about? Bitcoin. How about it? Let's cover a little Bitcoin action to start things off. 2017, quite the rise of cryptocurrencies. It's almost all we could talk about in the final few months, especially December, watching Bitcoin cascade up all the way to almost 20,000, kind of pulled back to a little bit of normalcy last week. Currently trading at about 13,700 right now, 13,692. And of course, I'm on the Nadex exchange. They have their weekly Bitcoin spreads open up every week at 8 in the morning to start the week. So of course, Monday closed yesterday. These opening at 8 o'clock in the morning. So the spread, I have it up here. Currently, as I said, trading at about 13.7, call it, on Bitcoin. And this spread is going from 6,100 to 21,100. So you're looking at $15,000. Middle of that spread is going to be $7,500 away from each level. And that's going to be at 13.6. Yes, 13.6. I had to make sure I got it straight. So 13.6 is going to be the middle. And what's kind of cool is this is, it's right at that middle. So if you wanted to short it, you wanted to buy it, you're really close to risking dollar for dollar. Risking right now, if you're selling it literally 13,615. Now the market's at 13,657. So you're selling it literally $47 below the price, which is almost nothing in terms of Bitcoin.
That's pretty cool,
for
man.
A week, right? For expiration of Friday at 3 o'clock. And you're risking dollar for dollar as in risk for reward. And per contract, every $10 in price movement in Bitcoin is a dollar movement in the contract. But of course, if you want to trade dollar for dollar, you buy 10 contracts, you sell 10 contracts. And for $7,500 in risk, and we were talking about this last week,
yes,
you're controlling a whole Bitcoin, which would normally cost you 13.7. So, we're looking at the sell side usually, only because it's pretty cool to be able to short these, especially with defined risk. But same thing on the positive side. It's pretty remarkable that with only about $7,600 in risk, you're controlling a whole Bitcoin. Now, the only downside is that your profit is capped at 21,100, right? That's the downside of controlling a Bitcoin for 7,500. But man, we're
not a bad downside.
That's what I was going to say. We're only talking about until Friday at 3 o'clock. And if Bitcoin's above 21,000 by Friday at 3 o'clock, I think you'd be happy with that type of profit.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And I have a couple of the others up. You can see at the CBOE, the last trade was 13,800. At the CME, 13,750. So they're staying right around the same level. Look at this Ripple, though. Ripple's trading at $2 now.
Yes. So Ripple is...
I remember bringing that thing up, and it was like 60 cents only a few weeks ago.
So what's remarkable? Who was talking to me? We kind of went into a little sidebar about this. Who was talking about Ripple? When I was in the sauna at the gym. That man Zach that I met in there. Remember I say the kid he's going to add some student debt to buy some cryptos? He was all about Ripple. Now here's what's interesting about Ripple, because I actually watched a video this weekend about Ripple, okay?
Okay.
And I'm sure we'll start finding out more about it, because Ripple is now the second most worthwhile, I'm not saying that correct, but for market cap, it exceeded $100 billion. So it is now above Ethereum, which is a big deal.
No, it's a big deal, because they're gauging these true market cap.
And you should, because that's a good representation of what.
Right.
Now, with Ripple, though, there's something like 100 billion out. No, it's going to be 50 billion is out there or something already, right?
Yeah.
And they're supposedly going to be releasing like 1 billion more a month. Okay? And I'm generalizing, but this is things to keep in mind. And I think it can be capped at about 100 billion Ripple out there or something. But I was watching a video of, and there's plenty of YouTube people, but it was a knowledgeable video, okay? And what they were talking about was that before Ripple came to market, the insiders that launched Ripple, okay? So you can create a cryptocurrency, right? You know what I mean? So the insiders that launched Ripple own something like 62% of the cryptocurrency themselves.
Okay.
So what the person who was making the video was talking about is that they're going to have huge influence over that, especially as they keep plowing more of it out, too.
Right.
So, like, the whole world of crypto, the cool part about it is that nobody can control it, right? That it's its own entity. And what the person was talking about on this video, that's just something to keep in mind if you're in there, is that Ripple is controlled by a select few. So, and they're going to keep plowing more out, $1 billion a month. So imagine it's got all this hype. There's going to be $1 billion more a month. I mean, that's like the government printing cash, okay? Tie things in. And then you have the insiders controlling it that have the ability, what if they decide to sell? What if they don't decide to sell, right? So there's all these different factors that come into it. But the video I was watching, they were a little bit obviously bearish for the points I'm listening on Ripple, right? But you got to keep that stuff in mind, man, because when I was listening to it, it was one of the cool things about Bitcoin is there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin ever.
Right.
So when you start getting into some of these other cryptos and you start hearing that there's going to be $1 billion more of them coming to market every month, and that there's already like 50 billion out there, and some, the select few own 2/3 of that.
60% of it,
yeah. So anyway,
and you can see this has gone up 1,000% in less than a month. With this chart, I have 22 cents on December 11th.
That's insane.
22 cents.
There's no better word than insanity.
Last week it hit 247.
It is. And so some of what's going on Ripple right now as well is that it's been talked about that that they'll be listed on some of the exchanges.
Okay.
And so that could, anytime you have it listed on the exchange, Coinbase being the one that I think it was talked about, which is one of the main, what's interesting there, and so the video I was watching as well, they listed it. So anytime it gets listed on exchange, us being traders, we understand where that can create demand. But just to bring it one more step is that what you have to understand is, so you put it on an exchange, right? Nobody on that exchange owns any. So right away you have no sellers, which is an interesting factor I hadn't thought about, okay?
Okay, yeah.
But you have all buyers. Yeah. So it's not just like the ability, it's actually the fact that nobody on that exchange owns any. And so, yes, you can probably try and get some into that exchange, I imagine, after that. But on day one, nobody on that exchange is going to have any to sell. And it's going to be only buyers, and you're going to have millions of them. So if it does get listed on Coinbase, we'll see what happens, because maybe a lot of that already in there, because this has gotten talked about, is kind of built in. But that's part of it as well. Quite a run, man, in those cryptos.
It is.
It is.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. We have the Dow right now up 72. You get the Nasdaq up 72. S&Ps are up 12.5. Gold's up 5.30. Silver's up 3 cents. We're coming right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped, and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back. Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Markets higher. Dow up 70 points. NASDAQ up 76 points. S&P up 16. So the Dow kind of not struggling a bit as the tech stocks kind of continue to rock.
Yeah.
Can you maybe pull up and see what's driving that Dow? I'm interested in what's putting one into...
Let's take a look at it. So right now we get the Dow up 68, 24,781. And bottom line is that this is off 80 points from the high this morning. So the driver, you got GE up 40 cents at 2.4%. Disney's up 2%, $2.30. Apple's up 1.3%, and you got Intel up 1.2%. Now, taken away from it, Travelers is down 1.4%, Procter's down 0.7. Let's go into the points and see where we are with the points.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Hold it 1 second. I got to do this a different way. I see it's INDU. Okay, so Disney's putting 15 positive points. Apple's putting 15. Chevron's putting 6. Taken away from it, Travelers taking 14 away. 3M 11. Caterpillar 5.5. Procter 5. You know, it's kind of split up here, man.
Nothing too crazy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, if Disney and Apple pull back at all, this can have a problem here. Now, let's go look at Disney for a second. Because where the divergence was out here this morning was that Europe was down so dramatically, but we were still catching a bid.
Sure.
Disney looks like it still wants to stay higher. Apple, well, that's fine. Apple's not doing bad.
No, definitely. Especially, I saw another report out there just talking about Apple and the iPhone 10 and the expectation, just kind of similar to what we saw last week with some analysts going both ways, but this one just kind of had the negative take on things again. We'll see. We'll see.
We go take a look at the S&Ps. So let's take a look at this S&P. So, yeah, this is where this gets interesting. So we're up 13.5. You know, we're right at the downdraft from Friday morning.
Yeah, kind of like the opening bell almost of where we were. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, if this gives up, the S&P only has to give up about 4 points. And that's going to be a problem for the S&P because this downdraft on Friday afternoon, folks, is pretty intense, starting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That was a fast downdraft.
Oh, yeah. You can see it right on that chart. Sticks out like a sore thumb. Yeah.
Yeah. So the sellers, let's go to the small caps for a second because you're going to see the same phenomena inside the small caps. And most times when you see large sellers, they're going to come back. They're not. It's not a one-time sell.
I would agree, especially interestingly that they came in the last few hours of the year.
Right. So the small cap, the Russell 2000 futures are set up the same way. This would have to, we're at 1550. That would really have to get back in, you need that have to get down quite a bit to get in the lower range, almost like 6 points. But bottom line is that you have a high volume low from Friday, and then we also, what's intriguing about the small cap futures, that you had a spike at 1537 right at the open this morning. It's like, okay, someone sold it right away, but they couldn't get any follow through. So that was a buyer sitting on the other side, just waiting for it.
Yeah.
But that's dangerous in the context of how we're going through the day here, because it's like, it looks to me like we're going to get a little volatility. It hasn't happened yet inside that S&Ps. It certainly hasn't happened in the NASDAQ, but the Dow could be just enough that people are going to say, hey, what just happened here, man?
No.
We just gave up 80 points.
Oh, yeah. That's a quick move.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
No.
Right.
Not when the S&P is doing fine and you have the NASDAQ rocking and rolling. Dow's just not keeping up. And, of course, the Dow, only 30 stocks. Price weighted, so things can change a little bit, but yeah, struggling for sure.
Yeah.
So other news I was just thinking about, so it's January.
Yeah.
What we have coming up. Now, it's interesting. You have the government only passed their spending bill through January 19th, so that's only 17 days away we're talking about. Wow. So you're going to start hearing that rhetoric coming in because they have to pass something else for government spending by then. Yeah. You have Fed minutes coming out tomorrow, I believe. You have ADP payrolls Thursday. You got the jobs number Friday.
Big action this week.
Right? I mean, you just kick things off with a bang, man. There's no time for a pause. Things are coming, and it's interesting because you slide into that, and and then when's the rhetoric going to start about maybe infrastructure? Right? That seems to be possibly the next big government. Possibly, at least that's what they're talking about. But we'll see because they have the funding deadline being January 19th. I assume that's going to try and get dealt with in the next couple of weeks. But we'll see where it goes. Lots of action for sure, especially with jobs coming in on Friday. That'll be a big number.
Yeah, well, the way the dollar is trading, the dollar is looking to say, where are we getting all this money? So it's going to be really intriguing as to how they picture and frame the infrastructure bill and how we're going to come up with more bread to pay for it.
It's got to come from somewhere, man. You can't
it's got to come from somewhere.
Can't just keep adding trillions in debt over 10 years. I agree.
So let's look at U.S. Steel for a second. So these steel stocks have actually been doing good. Okay, look at you're up $1.34. Yeah, this got action. Let's see. We put this back. Yeah, this thing will. Now the steel stocks. Yeah, this wants to go for that $41. You're at 36.56. Let me see. Pull this back a bit. This has been this would have been a consolidation in steel since 2008. That's pretty intense. So we'll
I was just going to say, it was just so high. I mean, that's been bouncing around quite a bit, only because that chart goes back to where it was trading at 200. So it looks like it hasn't really bounced around. But I think if you could you
percentage-wise, it has though. Yeah.
Yeah. Could you zoom that in maybe a little bit more to get that $200 price point off the chart? Because man, there you go. Even that, right? So it doesn't look like quite the same consolidation without the 200 on there, just in terms of there you go. So
there's a 5-year, right?
That's some volatility, man. So you could call that a consolidation, but geez, it went from 45 down to 5, back up to 45.
Right.
Pretty remarkable. Seriously, right?
Intense, right?
Oh, in the span of no time too, which is really crazy.
Right.
Talking about 2 years, 3 years, going from 45 to 5, back up to 45.
Yep. The thing that's cool about the steel stocks is that once they start moving, you can get real action, man. And they seem to move for a year and a half at a time.
Yeah.
Because most times I think they're moving for something like this. If a bill does go through, well, guess what? those bridges need a lot of steel.
Oh, oof.
Not so much the roads, but bridges, man, let me tell you, you don't build bridges with sand.
And you'll be talking about trillions, right? That's, you know, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The gold equities, they're hitting a great bid out here today. This is, this is a good run. If we look at the GDX, it's up 42 cents. You get 9 million shares traded. You're going into 23 million. That's going to blow that away, that swing point from October 13th. Which is a good indication that we're making a run for the September 8th. And, you know, what has happened is that the last 2 years, gold has bottomed in December. 2 good runs. We'll see how this shakes out.
I saw you talking about that in the gold report, right? January is a good month, 4.2%, something like that for gold.
Average. That's right, last decade.
Off to a good start. We'll see.
Yeah. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow's up 64, Nasdaq's up 78, S&Ps are up 14.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge Heard Daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com. Educating investors. Learn how to trade options with swim lessons. Brought to you by TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, everybody. Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Dow up 65, NASDAQ up 81 now, and S&P's up 17. It just doesn't stop, man. NASDAQ going higher.
Big number, man.
Big
no
number.
Doubt. I mean, that's we are at almost 1.2%. And if we bring that up, let me just curious. Whoops. Exactly where we are. Whoops. Sorry. Okay, she's going after the highs. You're talking the low of the high is 69.75. The high is 7,003. We're at 69.86.
Right there, man.
Yep. So that little baby's going after it. Whereas, you know, the S&P, a different ball game, man. You know, the S&P's having a hard time just getting to the high of Friday, 26.92. We hit 26. Oh, this is interesting. We got over it by like 15 100ths, and so the S&P's having a harder time, you know, and of course the Dow's having the hardest time.
Hey, so I just want to talk about another story I was seeing this morning. How about Steve Cohen coming back into the market, right? You see those stories? So it looks like he's going to raise about $3 to $4 billion. The expectation when they first were coming out was maybe about $10 billion. But how about his fees, right? He's getting 2.75% management and 30% of the profits.
So check this out. This guy, of course, has made a fortune for himself and clients over the years. Now, he's always had the highest fees. Do you know on his last fund, I forget what the management was, but the percentage of profits was over 40%.
Was it, man? It's pretty remarkable. And they go in that article how because of what happened, now he's got, you see that 50-member compliance team that's going to sit in on everything. Maybe that's the reason why he's got to shave that limit from 40 to 30.
Totally.
Stay tuned, folks. Swim lessons right now, right? Basil at 12. We got Steve Rhodes at 1. You'll be back. Have a great day, Tom. Thanks, man.
Have a great one. Thank you.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. The Taz Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the Taz Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the Taz Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profiles So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free.